Hello guys and welcome to Elf Nation. My name is Mo and today I'm going to continue with My Hero Academia Season 3, this time episode 24. So yeah, last episode was one of my favorite episodes of My Hero Academia, at least I think it's in the top 3 for me. And only 2 more episodes in this season, so I'm kind of intrigued to see where they're going to go, like how they're going to end it before Season 4. Are we going to dive more into the League of Villains, or are we just going to continue with the students and see what's next for them? Either way, let's dive into it, guys. Here we go.
Despite All Might's retirement, we haven't seen many big changes in everyday
I
life.
wonder what kind of quirk
We
this
should
guy
be looking
has.
ahead of all this. This is a time to investigate. How will villains act, and what are our countermeasures?
How do you think
You're different though, Mr. Miyagi. I approve of you. Gross. I
The fact
don't.
of the matter is that All Might simply got too big. He was
Two
such an
personalities,
all-encompassing symbol
or
that his
like a-
existence was an impossibility.
The biggest change for regular folks is the new number 1. Endeavor. Not quite the same as All Might, so the public is focusing their fear on him, waiting to see how he'll act. Not surprising. He's not the type that everyone loves.
It's not that I don't like Endeavor, I just can't help but compare him to All Might. And that's kind of a lot for any hero to live up to, right?
Yeah, he's not really a cuddly person.
Instead of focusing on the problems we're facing, we should see how we can highlight the positives.
It's not a bad point.
The man knows what he's talking about.
The League of Villains are the darlings of the hour.
Well, that's nice to hear. No, it's not. Shut up! Damn it! So,
What is going
why
on
are you
with him?
calling me? I'm a busy man, you know. I've
Is
got
it a
nothing
quirk
to do.
thing, or it's
I couldn't
just
get a hold of Dobby. Any idea where he
psychological
is?
thing,
Shigaraki wants everyone to have a quick meetup. I'm sure he'll be contacting you soon.
I know where he is. No, I don't. You can't keep pulling this crap.
Right. Okay then. Caught you at a bad time. Take
Well,
care of
it
yourself,
seems like
huh?
he knows what's going on with him.
Damn it. I'm me. I'm in control.
It would be interesting if, like,
The League of Villains is
inside
currently
of him there's
scattered
like
across
good and
different
evil.
locations to get the police off our backs, hide our trails, and recruit new comrades. Split in 2.
Ah, it's that guy.
Once I'm wrapped up, I'm whole.
Deadpool-like guy, right? The one who's always cracking jokes.
Here's a story. I used to be one of those guys who like to cause trouble. My quirk is called Twice. It's a simple power that turns one thing into 2. I can make a clone of myself, and then make clones from that clone. An entire gang of just me. I made my clones do everything. I was a king ruling over them. But
Seems like
the
that would be
enemies weren't
pretty handy.
satisfied with that, and they put together a little coup. I was almost killed by myself.
Jesus.
The things I make don't disappear until
take
they've
that
taken
back. I
some
don't want that
serious
quirk.
damage. Before long, all of us were arguing with each other, each one of us thinking we were actually the real me. This absurd self-mutilation continued for 9 days. Can you
Jeez.
imagine that? In the end, they
You're
killed
watching
each other.
yourself.
Disappeared. All gone. Never
Die.
since then, I haven't been sure that I'm the real me. How could I
guess
be
that's
after
the
all
scar.
the madness? And there's no place in the world where crazy people can belong. Heroes only care about saving good citizens. But the League accepted me as I am, problems and all. And I'd like to think I'm okay with who I am too. Now I'm scouting people, trying to find the ones with the same kind of crazy. We're all wackos looking for a place we belong.
You guys aren't well. What you need is a cure.
We got the money. We should skedaddle before any heroes get here, yeah?
They got that mask like
Overhaul.
They're all
past
sick. Every last
used to
one
use
of
for
them.
like
But the biggest
Plague and
wackos
whatever.
stopped searching for a place to belong and created their own.
Listen up, everyone! Stay in line and move promptly into position. I want to see order!
You're the only one who's not in line.
The dilemma of a class rep.
I heard a little rumor about Class
this
1A.
guy.
2 people! You had 2 people fail the licensing exam, you losers!
Did you even pass?
He's just as unhinged as usual.
Bet you were the only one in your class to fail. Just like in the final, huh?
That wasn't an answer.
Think it was.
Actually, every one of us passed.
Really?
We've pulled ahead of you big shots.
I'm sorry. It's my fault.
They're the ones who are turning it into a competition. It's no big deal.
According to Teacher Vlad, we'll have classes together this semester. Doesn't that sound like it'll be fun?
Yeah,
I'm
fun.
looking forward to it.
I can't wait to test out my skills.
Oh, hey, isn't she the exchange student?
Touch me and I'll pummel you till your mama doesn't know ya. Stop filling your mind with crazy.
You must approach extracurricular activities, like the hero work studies available to second and third years, with a greater sense of caution and
Hero
attentiveness
work
than before.
studies. Maybe they're the next level after the internships we already did.
The air always feels heavy when we talk about gloomy subjects, but rest assured your teachers are working hard to remove this weight from your shoulders.
Well, I'm excited for
I'd
that.
like all of you to learn from their diligence and remember that hard work will help you develop into capable heroes. If you're looking for a successor, there's no place overflowing with more raw talent than UA High School. Think about coming to teach for us. Given your
Oh, so
current
this is
state, I'd recommend
before
cutting
he-
back on the heroing anyway. And trust me, I'm
Okay,
not
majority
saying this
is-
without a few students in mind. I have no doubt that someone worthy of your power walks the halls of our fine school.
Now we'll hear from the
It seems to be
extracurricular
focusing on
guidance
that
teacher.
guy,
Please
that
give
student.
Mr. Houndog your attention.
So I wonder if there's like we're gonna learn about the other candidates besides Midoriya. Well said.
Right?
What are those things the principal was talking about during the opening ceremonies? I've never heard the term hero work studies before.
I know, right? That had me pretty confused too.
I also have concerns.
He said there's something the upperclassmen participate in, correct?
I was planning to talk more about those at a later date, but I guess telling you now is more logical. To put it simply, it's work outside of class. Like the internships you did at pro hero agencies
Oh,
before,
okay.
only closer to the real thing. Have your provisional licenses, you can assist in real ways for longer periods of time.
Hell yeah.
Until now, there haven't been many first years who've received their licenses. With the increased activity of villains, we're currently exploring the idea that you can participate in work studies as well. We'll explain more about the work study positions and what that program entails at a later date. But for now, we've got other things to worry about. That's all. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mike.
First period is English!
What if with this dubbed Bakugo?
Deku was supposed to do that! Shut up! Hey, can't you even claim something right, you idiot?
Sorry.
Maybe we can go to the places we did our internships. I'd be totally down with doing that.
I hope I get to do one.
In just one day, I've been completely left behind.
That's what you're thinking, right, House Arrest?
Hey, don't call me that, it's mean! Ida, what's a work study?
Something I can't tell you about. The teachers have forbidden us from giving you any details about our classes. Sorry, but you'll just have to experience the same shock and surprise we went through. Did you catch that,
Oh yeah, they were in
Shut
class.
your mouth! I heard you, Four Eyes!
I know it's just the start of the semester, but these 3 days of house arrest are gonna hit me really hard. There's hero basic training tomorrow. Everyone's gonna be learning new stuff while I'm stuck hanging out in my room.
I feel like they shouldn't miss any important
Falling
stuff.
behind. I can't slow down now.
It's that dude, isn't it?
Trash, am I right? What are you doing? You know you can just throw away the food trays with the burnables, don't you?
So apparently he can go through things.
Am I going insane? What was that?
So you must be that excitable first year, aren't you? I bet that was a freaky surprise for you. Kinda sorry about that. Gotta admit, I did pop up here because I thought you'd be shocked though.
What in the world are you?
Not a bad question there, my friend. I admit, sometimes I even weird myself out. You know, once in a blue moon. But don't worry, you're gonna find out who I am soon enough. I'm just glad it looks like you've got a fighting spirit. You see, the truth is that people are talking about you, so I came to see what the fuss was about.
Okay. Honor is gonna appear somewhere else.
Okay, what just happened?
Guys, I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused!
No sweat, Deku. Thanks for your hard work.
All he did was vacuum. And what's with those steam nostrils?
Class rep, Ida! I'm sorry I disappointed you!
Right. Well, I'm glad you learned from your mistakes. Follow the rules from now on.
I'll catch up with everything I fell behind on these
Yes,
past 3
spirit
days.
controller.
Spirit, do it, man!
Come in. I'll have people who've experienced them firsthand explain. I suggest you listen carefully as they point out how work studies differ from internships.
Second years?
These three are third years at UA.
Third years.
They rank at the very top of our student body.
Okay, excited. I want to learn more about them.
Them as the Big Three.
The Big Three. Now I want to see how our Big Three ranks against them. Midoriya, Bakugo, and Shoto. So guys, that was My Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 24. So yeah, we learned a little bit more about the state of the world and what's going on with the villains and heroes. Also, we learned more about not Split, Twice, and you know, his quirk and what he went through, which is, you know, messed up. At first I was like, you know, that's a pretty useful quirk and I wouldn't mind having that, but with them like having their own personalities and their own mind, I don't think I want that, especially considering what happened with him, you know, each one feeling like they're the original and wanting to do their own thing, and then they're all killing each other and, you know, attacking him. So yeah, that's rough. And he does kind of remind me of Stain. Like, he doesn't seem like the typical villain, and that's probably because he's not the typical villain. He had like mental issues, and he felt like the only home that he had, or the only place where he could feel comfortable was with the villains, because he had no other option. Like he said, you know, the heroes, they tend to focus just on the villains and maybe like ignore the people that have mental issues, and just maybe not ignoring them, but just put them in the same boat as the villains, even though that might not be the case. So that was pretty interesting. And they also touched on how Endeavor, he's not really, you know, he's not really what the #1 hero should be, you know, that symbol of hope. And a lot of people are nervous because of the way that he, you know, puts off people, because of his attitude, because of him, you know, going overboard. Even though he's really capable and he's one hell of a hero, you know, you can't just be #2 and not be badass. It's just not really what people associate with the #1 hero. But like that news anchor, forgot his name, but like he was saying, maybe they should start focusing on the good and the positives and not just the negatives, and maybe give Endeavor, you know, give him his chance to prove himself. I have my doubts like everyone else, but he deserves that chance. So yeah, definitely made me more interested in Twice, and I want to see more about him, or I want to learn more about him. I don't know if there's a chance for like redemption for him, or for him to, you know, create his own path and go towards, you know, the good. But either way, I am intrigued. He's working with the League of Villains to recruit more villains like him, or more, you know, I guess level 8 villains, not the ones that we saw robbing the convenience store. Elsewhere at UA, we learned about the what was it called? Hero Work Studies, and then I'm gonna have to rewatch it. But did they say that was like just reserved for the third-year students? Because in the end, they brought along third-year students to explain the situation. But yeah, we saw that scene with All Might and the principal, and that was before he passed along his quirk to Midoriya, and the principal was saying like he had a few people in mind, you know, a few candidates that could be, you know, worthy of All Might's, you know, quirk. And they zoomed in. At first I was like, okay, they're focusing on that guy with the blonde hair, but it was also the big three. But in the end, it did focus on him. So obviously, he is, well, even without that, they said big three, so they're pretty badass. And I'm really excited to learn more about them. From his quirk, from what we've seen, just with him being intrigued with Midoriya, It looks like he can, you know, phase through things, which is a pretty handy quirk. I wonder what else can he do with that quirk besides, you know, just going through, you know, solid objects. Can he, like, when someone goes to punch him, can he just phase through the punch, bullets, you know, stuff like that? And what are the other two quirks? And did he know that he was on a short list for All Might's quirk? Which I don't think would be the case, because All Might said the only students that know is Bakugo and Midoriya, so probably not. But yeah, I'm excited to learn why they're the big three and what made them so special to be considered candidates for All Might's quirk. And obviously, I want to see like a big three fight between them and our big three. I don't know, you guys might have your own big three when it comes to Class 1A, but for me it seems pretty clear cut that it's Midoriya, Shoto, and Bakugo. Like, I'm trying to think if any other student can, you know, crack that top three. And I'm talking about fighting wise, because I believe that Momo, she might be the smartest in the class, and then Ida might be the best with strategy, or I don't know. But yeah, those top three versus our top three, that would be awesome. Also excited to see, you know, them actually go on their own, you know, hero, like day-to-day life, actually get to do, you know, hero work now that they have the provisional license. I'm not sure, I guess that means that Shoto, Bakugo are not going to be able to do it. We'll see. But yeah, that was episode 24, and I'm looking forward to episode 25, the finale. So yeah, guys, hit me in the comments, let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and until next time, guys, take it easy.